Alright, welcome to part 2 on the free boat find. We found this thing sitting out in the field. It was marked for free for the boat and $100 for the trailer. So I picked up the whole package for $100. And last video we got this thing cleaned up. You can see the inside is all nice and clean now. It used to be full of debris and sticks and leaves, and we got it all cleaned up and we actually got the engine to run. So this thing took a lot of work to get running. The starter was actually out of it, sitting in here, and this was out in the elements. So he said it went through a couple different winters, the previous owner, and the starter was locked up tight, just sitting in the boat right here. So we dug that out, fixed the starter, and she fired right up. And it actually idles, so it's running pretty good. We also fixed the steering. The steering was locked up, so we ended up taking off the rod right here and taking a vice grips and getting that loose, and then we lubed that up. So now steering is working. Used to be stuck, but now we can actually steer the boat. Today we're going to change out the lower unit oil. Alright, I'm pretty interested to see what this lower unit oil looks like. It should be fairly interesting. Like I said, it's been sitting outside for years and years, so we will see. Drain this out. It's tough to get to, I'll tell you that right now. Might have to lift this up a bit. Let's see, hopefully it's, uh-oh. Super loose. It's not good. Oh man, the top one's really loose. This was just like not even on there. Oh boy. Let's put this back down. There's no way water can get in there if they weren't tight. We will find out right now. Oh man, it's white. Yeah, look at that. A little water in there, looks like. It's not horrible. Looks like it's mostly oil. But definitely some water getting in. I'm gonna pump a little bit through to the top just so we get all the water out of it. So we'll let it drain for a little bit longer. Alright. So this is the stuff we're using. Just gear oil, trans and diff lube. They recommend like 80 weight, and this is 75 to 90 weight. So I'll pump this a couple times, and hopefully I can kind of clear it out for us. So until we see red out the bottom here. Alright, that should be enough pumps. Alright, we'll let this go until we see red coming out. Right now we're going to pump until we see oil coming out of that hole right there. I think it takes quite a bit. Still pumping. Oh, there we go. Coming out right now. So you can see it coming out. Takes a full bottle. Now we can cap this one off. Actually tighten it, unlike last time. We gotta kind of be fast with this one. Here's my plug here. Alright, oil is changed in the lower unit. Alright, so because there was some water, which I think was water, the white oil in the lower unit, we're going to keep an eye on, I'm thinking it was the two holes right here because these screws were loose, but it could be the water pump seals for the shifting shaft. Water can get in here and go past the seals and then get into the lower unit, so we'll check that too. But for the first ride it's fine, at least there's new oil in it for the first ride. So, but we'll keep an eye on it just in case it's something more serious. All right, let's clear out the whole boat here and get some carpet on that board. We've got some marine carpet from Menards here. We can glue and staple it to that marine board. Kind of go from there. We gotta get the seats out. I think this little seat comes back out or flips up. So let's do that next. You can see the existing wood. Let's go take a look. I think this whole floor is rotted out. Oh yeah. Yeah, floors are pretty toast. So we'll probably end up redoing the floors and everything. If this thing floats and the transom isn't junk, I'll probably take it all the way out and do it correctly. But for the maiden voyage and just for testing purposes, before we spend a bunch of money on marine board, we are going to just wrap that in carpet and call it a day. But yeah, floor is definitely rotted. Hopefully the transom isn't, but my guess is it probably is. We'll have to take a knife and stab it back there, see if that wood's rotten. I have a bad feeling. Because why would you give a boat away for free, you know? Alright, we're using this indoor-outdoor carpet adhesive. That's what it looks like on the inside. So we're just going to take our little tool here and lather up the whole board. Alright, that's good enough. We'll probably end up taking this board out anyway, so it does not have to be perfect. Alright, we're using the stainless steel staples because you don't want it to rust. Alright, now we have to do the corners, and we can get this thing back in the boat. It's a heavy sucker. That's not that bad. Better than it was. A little wavy in places, but that's because we didn't glue down the whole board. That's okay. It's just for testing purposes, so at least we have a strong floor to stand on now. That looks decent. We are going to screw this in with some stainless screws and then get these seats mounted. Floor is nailed in. That's all good to go. let's, before we get the seats in, let's start working on the wiring for the lights. Make sure those are all working. We've got the lights up here and the lights in the back. So let's see if that works right away here. Turn the key to on. And let's see, we've got anchor lights and running lights. Let's just see if anything works here. Those don't look like they're working. Nothing's lighting up. Let's try that way. Nothing. Try in the middle. And we've got nothing. So, we've got our voltmeter here. We're gonna start diagnosing stuff. Alright, we got something on the graph to come on. I don't know what it's doing, but it looks like it's turning on. It's trying to come up. Not much is happening though. It's like lines going by. So maybe in the water it'll make a different thing, but I'm guessing probably not. I don't know if it's broken. It's trying to work. So at least that's working. We got something to light up at least. And the RPM gauge, when you turn on the machine, it turns on the arrow. See that? Arrow's going up. So that's working. The light right here is not working at all. Alright, I should be getting power to it. Let's just flip the switch one more time here. Running lights. Oh yes, finally. That thing is lighting up now. So our running lights are working. That is awesome. So we've got power to everything. The back lights are not hooked up. We'll have to find a plug-in for that, but they're just like, it's missing in there. So we'll have to figure out what to do with that, but everything else is working, which is awesome. Really surprised. One more time here. It's trying to. I can see like a number popping up right here, but it's just not. It's not coming through clear here. But at least we have power going to it. I wonder if my other graph hooks right into it. Alright, we got the seats back in, mounted. Everything's looking pretty good, considering. And we got the battery mounted right here. I didn't want to put it back there because the wood's kind of rotten. So, got the battery right here. Got the new carpet in. Lights are working, graph is kind of working. So, we're going to check the transom next. See if it's rotted out back there. If it is, we're going to have to take it really careful out in the water. The water wasn't above this line here. Oh, the wood's pretty hard. The wood's not going up. It's a little rotted out, but at least some of the wood's hard. That's good. What's this coming through? Yeah, that's pretty soggy right there. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great at all. But we're still gonna see if it floats. And we'll probably have to replace the transom at some point here. Fun, fun. Alright, let's get these spark plugs changed out. 2 of them were fouled out, we found last video. So. Got brand new Champion plugs, Marine. That's all I had. And they match up with the other plugs, so we'll use those. may have one extra one just in case we follow the plug. Alright, we're gonna bring a paddle just in case we get stranded. Alright, gonna quick mix up some 50-to-1 gas before we hit the road here. Let's see. That's perfect. Dump that in. Alright, let's see if she fires up today. I haven't started it for probably a week, so. Running pretty good. A little stumble there. Clear it out a little bit. I guess without further ado, let's head down to the lake and see if it moves and floats. I'm a little worried about it floating, so hopefully we don't sink it. But to fix the reverse problem, remember this wire was cut in half? I put 2 clamps here, then a zip tie between the clamps, so it can't stretch that wire out when it goes in reverse. So that's working great. A little temporary fix before I spend $200 on a cable. Alright, let's see if it'll float. Free boat, heading to the water. cannot believe she's not sinking. We are still floating in here. That is crazy. I wasn't going full speed because I didn't want the engine to fly off of it. Check this out. We have no water entering here. A couple dribbles right where the bolts are, but nothing serious. So we are watertight here. I cannot believe it. It's running great. It is running really good. Yep, we're just floating out here on a free boat. That is crazy. Let's see if our graph works now. Flip these on. It still is kind of not working. Let's see here. It's trying to work. Oh, it's coming. Oh, there we go. 2.9 feet. Oh, 3.9. Wow, it's actually working. It's coming in now. We're about 4 feet right here. So graph is kind of working. At least we get the depth, you know. We'll have to see if the speedometer works. I don't know if it does or not. The RPM gauge was working great. And the lights are working and everything's watertight so far. We have no bilge pump, so if it stays watertight, I'd be very happy. But if the engine flies off, we're gonna be sinking. But yeah, I cannot believe it's working. Alright, let's see if she fires back up here. It's peeing pretty good right now. See what drains out of here. quite a bit of water in there. Alright, we're going to be using some of this boat wash, blueberry scent, Star Bright, to clean off the boat. Vinny, you don't need all the attention all the time. Alright, so it says mix 2 capsules per gallon of water. We'll do 4, just because we really want this thing clean. Alright. Alright, first ride. Went really, really well. 0 issues whatsoever. The only problem we had was the tilt trim issue. It's not electric, so that was a little tricky in a shallow lake. The engine starting out got stuck in the sand, so I had to lift that out and then push us out with a paddle to get far enough out from the boat landing to get going. But after that, it ran great. Gets up to speed, goes in reverse and neutral perfectly. Super smooth, doesn't miss at all. The speedo was not working, so I couldn't see how fast we were going, but I wasn't going full speed just because I was worried about the rotten transom. I didn't want to push my luck. But yeah, everything was working great. The graph was working, we could see our depth. So for a free boat, it is not bad at all. So I think what we're gonna have to do is replace the transom, replace the floor, and this thing's gonna be good to go. And then obviously we'll check the lower unit and see if that's milky still. Probably replace the water pump impeller as well, just to make sure. But it was squirting out the water pretty good. Almost like it cleared out on its own, taking it for a high speed run. But yeah, super smooth boat, rides perfectly. So I think we did pretty good on this one. So stay tuned for next video, guys. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. And until next time, we are out.